Bonjour Bitcoin. Aujourd'hui, c'est le mardi 12 septembre 2017. Moi, je suis Eliazi et je suis avec Thomas Hunt. Et voilà ce qui se passe aujourd'hui sur Bitcoin.
Our top story today, the price of Bitcoin is up 3.91%, with a last of 43.44, a high of 43.44, and a low of 41.63. China is shutting down domestic Bitcoin exchanges, according to The Verge. However, Engadget is hedging, saying that China might shut down the Bitcoin exchanges. Wall Street Journal seems convinced CoinDesk is awaiting a post-China bailout. Meanwhile, the price continues to go up despite the China news. Inconceivable. You keep using that word. I do not think you know what it means. Bitcoin finds a bottom at 4,000 as the price awaits a post-China breakout. I think this is really the way to look at it. As soon as we can get this China news, good or bad, out of the system, the price starts going back up again. Investopedia disagrees. Why Bitcoin could fall 30%. Technical analysis shows that Bitcoin may have hit a top at 4,900. It might have to go back all the way to 3,000 based upon the support. We'll find out more about that later. Korean court rules Bitcoin seizure as illegal confiscation. This is not great news for Bitcoin in South Korea. They basically said that Bitcoin is not money, so you can't seize it. This sets back South Korea's Bitcoin laws quite a bit. This is from The Sun, the UK tabloid. Man denies using 1 million Bitcoin scam to fund luxury lifestyle in first fraud case involving digital currency. And it's not just a digital currency, it's Dogecoin. Ryan Kennedy is heading to trial for his moolah.com Dogecoin scheme. As previously covered, infamous crypto scammer Ryan Kennedy is now a convicted rapist, as well as this great graphic from Cointelegraph showing him in trouble over the Dogecoin money laundering. If you'd like to know more about this story, check out Motherboard and their story, The Guy Who Ruined Dogecoin. It was quite a dramatic story years ago, and it's still continuing through the trial today. Revolutionary. Finland central bank paper, Heaps praise upon Bitcoin. And this is really a summary worth reading. What they've said is that Bitcoin is a monopoly run by a protocol, not a managing organization. Familiar monopolies are run by managing organizations with discretion to determine and then change prices, offerings, and rules. Monopolies are often regulated to prevent or at least mitigate their use of power. But with Bitcoin, this isn't a problem. The rules of Bitcoin ensure that it will continue to act the way that it acts. There's no need to regulate Bitcoin, nor can Bitcoin be regulated. This is directly from the academics. They also suggest that other academics need to research Bitcoin in greater detail. Bitcoin's apparent functionality and usefulness should encourage other economists to study this marvelous structure. It's great to see some support for Bitcoin from the academics. And finally, BTC-e opens a user support tool ahead of their relaunch and, of course, debt-based token. We'll continue to cover the BTC-e story as it develops. We're also joined by Tone Vase for a quick check of the markets. How's it going, Tone?
Oh, very good. Here in Switzerland, and hey guys, here in Switzerland, it's pretty cool. I'll turn on my camera in a minute, but for now, let's just jump right into the Bitcoin mempool. The mempool looks good. Not totally empty, also, not full at all. I mean, things are functioning very, very smoothly. One interesting thing that I noticed, let me refresh this one more time. All the blocks that are being mined right now, I mean, Antpool mined another empty block. What a surprise there. But over the last week or so, I've been complaining about the BW pool, and we don't even see it. So remember when BW pool wasn't signaling for SegWit, wasn't mining any SegWit transactions? And well, guess what? It looks like people probably left BW pool because they haven't mined a block in a while, in over a day. So usually there's like 3 or 4 BW pool mined blocks that have a big no right here to SegWit transactions, and they haven't been mining any blocks. So show that users really care about their SegWit transactions. Here are all the SegWit transactions that are going through, and someone, I saw a tweet the other day, I forgot from who, but they added up like the last 24 hours worth of SegWit transactions, and it was more SegWit transactions than Bcash transactions around the world. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And yet, I just noticed this morning that Bcash is actually more profitable to mine. And honestly, I don't think anyone cares. And this is great. Know that there's probably not going to be a 2x hard fork, and that's creating more optimism for Bitcoin. I'm still curious to know how many people have started upgrading to 0.15. And it would be great to get an equivalent website to what we had for the user-activated soft fork that kept track of all the nodes. So if someone is aware of a website that is keeping track of how many users are upgrading to 0.15, that would be great to see, and we'll keep track of that and bring that news to you daily. At least I want to see it. So now let's jump onto the markets. This was supposed to be the week where I was going to call for a multi-week correction, but I expected this week to be at significantly higher prices. The China news really derailed us. I was expecting this last week's candle to be the opposite of this candle, taking us back to 5,000, with the current candle pushing us into the $6,000 range sometime this week. While 6,000 is still possible this week with the optimistic news that 2x isn't going to happen, and more optimistic news that once the China story settles down, I honestly believe that they are not going to shut down Bitcoin exchanges. This was a complete attempt to weed out the scams of the ICOs out of the Chinese economy. I still believe that that was always the plan. So hopefully that news gets better digested. People have been very critical of those Bloomberg articles and of the Wall Street Journal articles, in that they didn't really do the proper research and reach out to these actual exchanges. So this is a very critical week, but the week has just started. So we need to give it a little more time and see where we go. The daily chart, we did have this 9, and we are still waiting for outcomes. This is now completely neutral. There's no bearish trade. There's no bullish trade. Once again, this was the China news day that I feel derailed us from going higher. I mean, you can't control the news, and you can't control potentially fake news either. I think the news that came out of China was just 50% real, but then exaggerated a little bit, causing that extra panic. Let's see how today finishes. If we can get back up to 4,600, if we can get back above the point where the news broke, I think that would go wonders for getting us back to 5,000, and then we'll take it from there. This is basically where the news broke. It happened right after. I did the today in Bitcoin literally like 5 minutes after, and I was looking for a breakout. So if we can get back to that 46 level, the breakout to 5,000 and 6,000 is back on the table. The daily chart, the hourly chart is on one of my 9s, telling you to be a little bit cautious. And it's also a reversal candle known as a doji, right at a moving average. So you have 3 reasons to go short-term bearish here if you're a person that trades hourly charts. This is a signal to perhaps take some profit and then go back in after a minor pullback, maybe $50 to $100 pullback. But I am slightly more bullish than bearish, but overall, I'm generally neutral in this current environment. And let me flip on my camera here, guys. Oops. And I just want to do a shout out to Biddy. They are hosting me here today and yesterday. I am in Neuchâtel, Switzerland. And Switzerland I found to be pretty interesting in that there's about 4 official languages here, plus English. I mean, everyone speaks French and German, Italian. It's been really, really interesting. So I'll be here a few more. I'll be here till tomorrow. And oops, I forgot to talk about the travel schedule. Oh, this is where I am right now in Neuchâtel. But just for the travel schedule, after this, I am off to Zurich. I'll be speaking in Zurich on the 13th and the 14th. So Wednesday and Thursday, I'm speaking in Zurich. Thomas and myself will both be in Essen. Oh, okay, sorry. This is the second Zurich event, Finance 2.0 on September 14th. Then Thomas and myself will be at the Blockchain Hotel. The event is 15th and 16th. From there, I will be speaking, and I might add another city in between Essen and Munich. And then later on in September, I will be speaking in Milan. I don't have a website yet, and we're gonna close out the conference in Prague for Hackers Congress, also fully sold out. And after that, I am off to California to speak at BlockCon, and I will be teaching my full day trading seminar. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Now I can get back to the camera here, guys. And also, I'm gonna say it, я думаю добавить Украину, поэтому я, может быть, буду еще спикером на Украине 30 сентября. Я сейчас смотрю на самолетные билеты, там тоже будет конференция. So, since not everyone speaks the language I just said, maybe in the comments people will say what it was. I'm thinking of adding Ukraine to my speaking list sometime later on in September. So we'll see. I'm going to look into that today. They are having an event, so maybe I'll add Ukraine to the list of our travels through Europe.
All right, great. Thanks, Tone, for that report. And we'd just like to remind everyone to give us a thumbs up and a share so that more people can find the show. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe down below. And I'd also like to ask everybody to check out Ellie's show. It's called Crypto Middle East. And Ellie, can you tell us a little something about your show?
Sure. So the show is mainly in Arabic, and it's for the Arab world. And we're trying to give them all the information about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrency, about blockchain, and all the cryptocurrency. So we talk about prices, we talk about technologies. And I'm going to speak a bit in Arabic. كل مهتمين يروحوا يحضروا هذا الشو، فيكم تروحوا على كريبتو ميدل ايست، تعملوا سبسكرايب وتكتبوا كل القصص اللي حابين تسمعوا بهذا الشو. Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks, Ellie, and thanks, Ellie, for hosting me while I'm here in Paris.
Sure.
We'd also like to thank Paul Finn in the comments. He sent us $50 in A. I don't know what A is, but thank you, Paul, for your support. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be at the Paris Bitcoin Meetup. As you can see, they've got a fantastic rocky graphic here, as if they knew the American was coming. So if you guys would like to join me, if you're in the Paris area, check this out. Also on Thursday, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it. I might have to head it to Essen. There's a blockchain and education and economy meetup where the RSK team will be here in Paris. So if you're in the Paris area, we've got a couple of good meetups coming your way. Check those out. And as always, if you'd like to donate to the Today in Bitcoin program, we have the QR code right here on the screen. Not sure if it's obscured by the little boxes below. We'll figure that out later. But thanks so much for watching. We're in Europe again this week. We're very international today with 4 languages. I was pretty impressed by that. Welcome to everybody in the chat who's getting to watch it live in their time zone for the first time. It's pretty exciting. It's good stuff in the chat. And thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.